Alright, Tonic Note Clan, Whisky and Synths, how's it going? So I'm going to try start featuring some of the artists in the Tonic Note Clan. I think that'd be quite a fun thing to do. And today I'm going to talk about BlackAD, who is Andrew Black from Glasgow. And I thought I'd feature Andrew because his EP just came out recently on Tonic Note as well, his debut synth EP, so I'm so excited about that as well. And I thought this would be a cool little mini series to do over time, featuring different artists from Tonic Note. So to get to Andrew's story, sort of, before he was kind of involved with Tonic Note and that, Andrew has done loads of music projects throughout the years, plays drums, keyboards, guitar, a bit of bass, and has kind of played in so many bands over the years in Glasgow and beyond, and toured and loads of stuff. So really accomplished musician, and he's always written his own tunes and little demos in the background, but never recorded much of them before. Like, he'd been to amazing recording studios with the band projects he was in, but and was always interested in the projects and how it worked and the sound engineering. But at home, I'd kind of made demos that sounded okay. He sent me a few over lockdown, which was fun to hear. But he was like, I really would love to kind of make a whole album at home that sounds good, or an EP, some sort of release. So over the course of the Music Makers Social Club sessions that we had last year, we had 10 in total, which was really good fun. Andrew kind of built up his skills and eventually started recording a whole EP at home using Ableton. He made the switch to using Ableton from some other free software, learned the details, the ins and outs of it, and started making this EP, which was eventually good enough to release on Tonic Note. It's so cool. So what I thought I'd do is also tell you a little bit of tips and tricks that he wanted to share, that he sent over email to me, about how the album was made. Number one, the inspiration behind the EP was kind of classic 80s synth music, like Fad Gadget, The Normal, and stuff on Mute Records. And Andrew showed me a quote where he said this kind of music was more punk than punk at the time, because punk, as well as being a fashion, it was an attitude, like kind of taking things, being innovative, being DIY, using what you got. And synthesizers and stuff like that had just got a little bit cheaper, so people had access to these new tools and were really treating it in a punk, edgy way. So that was the inspiration to maybe not so much make punk music, but have that mentality of being DIY and totally going for it yourself, which I really admire. And I'm sure a lot of music producers can relate to that, kind of making your craft yourself in your little home studio setup, which is kind of cool. Now, when it came to recording it, Andrew wanted to keep it a bit like those 80s references. So he was lucky enough to have a couple of synths at home that he recorded all the melodic and bass and pad parts in, using just playing it in, no quantization, no MIDI, just audio alone, which I thought was a really cool way of doing it, and kind of played to his musician skills, which is kind of cool, and it makes it sound kind of more organic and kind of natural sounding rather than sort of straight up MIDI sync quantized kind of vibe. Also with the drum sounds, he has the samples of like a CS80 and an 808 drum machine in Ableton, so he used those, which are classic drum machines from the period. To have those as hardware now would be really expensive, so it was cool. He managed to find good sample packs for that. Also, what Andrew did when it came to the mixing of the album is he kept it quite simple, which I liked, using basic tools like EQ, reverb, okay, maybe a bit of delay, and also a little bit of just like using 8 channels only. So you hear people like, oh, I've got like 128 tracks in my project and 30 send and return tracks, which is okay, fair enough, some projects need that. But in this one, it was like, keep it like almost like an 8-track tape recorder, and then basic kind of mixing tools that you learned in the Music Makers Social Club, and then came out with this EP that just sounds amazing. It's so artistic, it's got great melodies and hooks. Each song kind of has a cool kind of story to it, even though there's not loads of vocals. There's like vocoded parts in it, but you feel the journey of it. And also, I really like the mix of it as well. So yeah, just wanted to feature BlackAD. If you want to hear it, I've linked it below. If you want to learn more about synths and music production, I'm relaunching the Music Makers Social Club where Andrew learned his stuff. So to find out more about that monthly online thing, the Music Makers Social Club, hit the link below, put in your email, you will get a free Ultimate Guide to Synths ebook in return, and then I'll keep you updated with how to sign up to the Music Makers Social Club once it goes live. But thanks to Andrew for letting me share these details. He sent them over to me around about the time of the release. And thanks to you for watching. And if you're interested, maybe hit subscribe and all that. But thanks very much. Have a great time in music making. Cheers.